you're buying gifts for someone who is a dog parent, there's some really cool things that you can get this season to gift this person that will be meaningful to the person, but also really functional for them as a pet parent. Now, the first thing that I love to recommend is a dog go bag. We talk about this a lot on the channel. Pet parents should always have a go bag. This has kind of the necessities, the emergency things if you decide to go out with your dog. If you're deciding to go to a park to go for a walk, if you want to just drive into town, if you want to go pick something up at a store, if you want to travel with your dog, or this also really functions very nicely as there's an emergency. The house is on fire, something's happening, you have to get out immediately. You can grab that backpack and go. So I really like to keep those stocked, and I always recommend people have those so that they don't have to stress. It's the same thing as a parent having a bag to go for their children where they've got the extra set of clothes and the diapers and the snacks that they're going to need so that if something happens, they just grab it and they go and they've got what they need. They don't have to stress about getting it together. Same thing for dogs. So extra toys, whatever you're going to need for like little snacks. If you know you're traveling, you of course add in food for them, but this is just a really nice, easy way to grab and go whatever you need. So when you're doing this, you want to look for a backpack that's going to work with the person that you're gifting this to. I recommend a waterproof or water-resistant backpack. That means they can be out in the rain, they can be out in the snow, they can be caught in whatever and still function without having to worry about everything getting wet. I recommend a neutral color unless you know the vibes of the person that you are going to be gifting this to. If they have a specific style that you know, get the one that's going to suit them. But if you're not sure, if you're not certain, if you want to make sure it's functional no matter what, I recommend a black neutral backpack, and that's going to work really well for them. I do recommend that you are doing something with padded straps because they're going to be wearing this as they're out walking and hiking and doing things. Sometimes they'll just toss it in the car and go, but have those padded straps. It's just more comfortable. And you want to make sure it has lots of zippers, lots of pouches to put things in, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But you want to make sure that it has lots of sections. We do not want just one big section where they're going to have to dig around for things. Have a couple of sections in there and make sure everything's going to be nice and organized for them. And then make sure it's a functional size. You do want to make sure it has room for enough stuff. So water bottles for the person and for the dog. You may want to have space if they're a content creator for a tripod for their phones. We're not going to find one that's big enough for real camera tripods because those things are massive. I'm a professional photographer, I know, but you can fit some of the smaller phone ones in there so that they can create videos while they're out and about. And just make sure it's big enough for that, so nothing too tiny. And you also, you've got to have some stuff for your dogs in there, so you need a little bit of space. This is not one of those like cute, tiny little things, a little bit functional. And then you want to make sure that it is going to be what is going to work best for them. So some people will have the backpack straps that just go over like normal backpack straps. One of the bags that I got for myself was a single strap. So it just kind of went over my shoulder and across my chest, which I loved until I had to bend over and handle my puppies, my teeny tiny puppies. So if your person has a dog where they're not going to be constantly like down the ground and teaching them how to do things, having that one strap is amazing. It's really, really helpful. It's especially nice for guys. It's more functional for men than for women, just with the way that our bodies are designed. So you can get that one strap versus the two strap. For me, I like the two straps better just because it keeps the balance even on both of my shoulders, and it's not going to fall over my head when I tip over to help untangle my puppy's leash while we're at the beach playing with their long leashes. So that just depends on what you are going to want. I'm going to drop some examples in the description down below if you like particular ones. I can give you some recommendations. And then you want to make sure that you are gifting this in a way that they understand this is a dog go bag. So however you want to do that with your labeling or with having the conversation with them. And then if you want to be extra fancy, I said we could talk a little bit about what things might go into those bags. You could actually fill the bag. Now, it doesn't have to be entirely filled. No. We want to give them space to put in what they are going to need because they're going to need extra leashes. They're going to need to put in their water bottles. They're going to need to put in anything that a dog may need while you're out and about. So I want you to be thinking of functional things. The best and most important thing that I can tell you to put in this bag is water wipes. Baby water wipes. Go to the baby aisle, look for water wipes. They don't have any chemicals on it. It's literally just a water wipe, and they use this to clean off their eyes and their snouts and their ears. It cleans off dirty paws from being out at the park. It is amazing if they have a car sick dog to clean up. Water wipes are above and beyond the best thing anybody could give me as a dog parent at giving me a gift. And then you can do things like an extra leash. So you don't have to go super fancy with this. Just go get a standard leash so that it's always in that bag. always there. They don't ever have to take it out, just in case they're in the car somewhere and they don't have a leash, or they need an extra leash, or they need to extend a leash, or, dog parents are going to be very involved in other dogs as well. So if they see a dog that has run away up at the side of the road and they just happen to be around, they can grab it and clip the dog and take care of that dog. It's just very helpful to have an extra dog leash, especially if there's breaks or they have a puppy that chews through something or whatever. You can also put in things like some paper towels. It doesn't have to be a full roll of paper towels, but you can, kind of fold it up, put it in there. Emergency kit stuff. So gauze. You can do a tick twister, which is really nice. So if they're somebody who's going to take their dog out in public, a little tick twister will help to pop those ticks right off of them if they're out at the park or something. You can add in a little dog water bottle if you want. They have the ones that have liquid in the bottom, and then you can press a button and it comes out into a little scoop at the top. The dog drinks out of the little bowl and then it goes right back in and locks it in so it can't leak. There's a lot of things. I'll actually list my pet lifestyle Amazon storefront. There's a ton of stuff. Most of that stuff can go into the backpack, so you can kind of go through that and see what you might like from there. And you can really build up this backpack from just a standard, hey, I got you a dog go bag, to, hey, I got you a dog go bag full of stuff you can use. And that's going to be incredibly kind of you to be gifting as someone who is giving a present to a dog parent. Now, another thing that you can be doing is really a kind of a cutesy idea for the holiday season: matching hats. Matching hats. A bunch of stores have these. They're really, really cute. You can go and get similar things. They don't even have to be super matching. They can just be similar colors or similar styles. I think that's kind of like mom and baby or dad and baby. It's really fun, really cute for you to use. When you're doing dog hats, look for ones that have little holes for their ears. And I really like the ones that have elastics with a little thing that zips right up under their chin so that it stays on their head. And then you just have to make sure you get it in the correct size for the dog, and then something similar for the person. This also goes for scarves, sweaters, coats, things to be cutesy with. And it depends on how much they're into dressing their dog or not dressing their dog, or what area you live in. If it's a warm place, you may not want a full coat or a hat or a scarf or things that are going to be warmer. So go for maybe a matching bandana and a matching shirt, or a matching, maybe just matching bandanas. People wear bandanas, right? There's lots of ways that you can be doing this to kind of give that parent puppy connection with that. So that's a really fun one for you to be doing as well. Now, another thing that I really like, this is just a fun idea that a lot of people won't think of, is silicone molds. And these are designed to make dog treats, but they can also make human treats. So you're looking for food grade silicone molds. You can find them all over the place, and they have different designs and different shapes. And I use these as a dog parent to make treats for my dogs, both frozen and cooked treats. I can make treats for both of us. So if you're making treats, there's so many recipes out there. There's so many good things, and most of them can be eaten by both humans and dogs. It just really depends on the mix of what you're doing. Some things, like if you're making like a bone broth type treat, maybe humans are not going to eat that. But if you are putting like pumpkin in there and strawberries, and you're doing something that is, most of these foods are going to be edible by people. It's just weird combinations on certain things for your dog. So do the ones that are going to be by both, and they can make all these really cool recipes. And if you want to really build it out, go on YouTube, go to Google, look up some of these recipes and create a little collection. Write them on some index cards, give them links. You can make a little digital collection to just send them to the recipes. And then you can give them some silicone molds. They're really cheap and easy to use. They can use them for ice cubes for themselves. They can use them for frozen or cooked treats for themselves and for their dogs. And then if they don't want to do any of that, there's other uses for these silicone molds as well. So there's lots of options here, but that's kind of a nice, all right, guys, let's go to the kitchen. Let's bake you some treats. Let's make you some treats and freeze them in the summer. There's lots of ways that you can give that connection time with the pet parent and their pets, and then they get yummy treats out of it. We all love a good treat, right? Snacks. We love snacks. So this is going to be a fun one as well. And then the last thing I want to suggest to you, and there's lots more ideas. There's so many other ideas. You can ask if you want more ideas. I'm more than happy to help you with that one. But the last idea I have for you is a dog security camera. My gosh, they're so much fun, and some of them are really cheap. Now, it depends on what kind you want and what you want it to do. If you want it to be able to rotate around your house, if you want it to be just standard, if you want a micro SD card in there so that they can record things. There are some devices that will allow you to engage and interact with your dog. There are some devices that will allow you to engage and interact with your dog and then give them a treat while you're at work. Like, it will dispense a treat for you. So there's lots of options there, but this is a really nice way for pet parents to be able to check in on their dogs when they are not there and just kind of keep an eye on the house. And then it's also functional. It's literally like a security measure. You have it, you can use it. I use mine when I'm on vacation. Like I just check up on things when I'm not in the house, even though my dogs are with me. I'll just check out everything that's going on. I'll just make sure everything is okay. And they can point it outside, they can point it inside. Some of them are outside ones, some of them are inside ones. Some of them will do both. So there's lots of options. I'll link some of them down below. And like I said, I will have links for a bunch of this stuff down in the caption. So if any of these ideas spark some creativity for you and you think that's what you want to lean into, I have got you covered. They're down in the description. Go check those things out. I'll add in some other things. If I think of some other things before you actually see this video, I will link them there. I also have my pet lifestyle link there. That's the main one. Go there, look at all of the things there. Even if you didn't like these ideas, there are more ideas in that particular link. There's just a ton of stuff I recommend for dog parents. Everything from like big strollers for senior dogs when they're too old to walk, or puppies when they're too young to be on the ground, to different types of leashes and harnesses, things you should have in your emergency kit, just fun things that you can do, toys. If you're shopping for your grand puppies or your little niece nephew puppies, I got you covered there with some fun toys too to make you the person of the holiday season. But go ahead and drop your questions and make sure you check out the other reviews if you're looking for product reviews. We've got a lot of that here on the channel as well to help your people live their best dog parent life. If you happen to be a dog parent too, I hope you will give it a subscribe and a follow and let us know what we need to be doing to help you to thrive even more as a dog parent. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.